This is Jersey Joe here with an Excellence in Cooking video. I wanted to give you a background on why I'm doing these videos and what's progressed in my life. I used to eat a lot of McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, KFC, lots of fast food, spent a lot of time eating at restaurants, and over the years I developed MS, and years after I developed MS, I started noticing that the more natural stuff that I ate, and I stumbled upon this kind of accidentally, but I noticed that when I cooked at home, I wasn't getting headaches and symptoms were not as bad as they usually were. But as I went out and ate, I would get massive headaches and my MS symptoms would increase. So I started to pay attention a little bit to the ingredients, and I was always someone who didn't want to hear what I was eating. I didn't care what I was eating. I just ate food, and I never gave it a thought. But now that I experience what I experience, my opinion has totally changed, and I do feel that our food supply is infected. And in my videos, I mentioned certain things about restaurants. I do own a restaurant, and we keep things as MSG free as we can. But just for full disclosure, not everything in my restaurant is free of MSG. It's just about impossible to do it these days unless you can charge a crazy amount of money for your food. So in order to keep food costs under control and still have a functioning restaurant, there's certain things that you have to do, but we do take a great effort in having MSG-free options. There's no MSG in our bread. There's no MSG in our hamburgers. There's no MSG in our premium cheesesteaks. Our cheese is not super processed cheese with dyes in it. We try to be the best we can with Dietz and Watson meats. All cold cuts have carrageenan in it, which is an ingredient that I can't eat myself, so I don't eat bologna. I don't eat ham or salami, those things that I used to like, I just can't have anymore. I am learning to make my own things. I can make my own bologna now, which is pretty good. The cheese is no problem. The cheese that we buy is minimally processed. It doesn't have any of the bad ingredients. And I want to go over some of the ingredients here. This is a list of hidden MSGs. What is MSG? It's monosodium glutamate. This chemical is in just about everything you eat. If you go out to a restaurant, you're eating it. If you buy something from a can, you're eating it. If you buy something from a box, you're eating it. Especially if you're buying anything processed, Hamburger Helper, any pre-made meals, pre-made frozen pizzas, anything pre-made like that is going to have a lot of these MSGs, and I encourage you to please do your own research. But as you can see here, this is for me my really bad column. I cannot eat anything in this column without getting really sick, and I don't mean sick where my stomach's upset and I'm throwing up. I mean I get sick to the point where it's almost like a cartoon when a witch puts Bugs Bunny under a spell or something. I lose the ability to walk. I lose the ability to function. I pretty much just have to lay in bed. I will get massive migraine headaches that even my migraine medicine doesn't fix it. Headaches to the point where I'm actually am throwing up, but not from stomach sickness. I'm throwing up from the headaches. So I stay away from everything on this list. And then we go into the middle column here. You see carrageenan, bouillon, and broth. It's broth. Well, I never seen bouillon without MSG in it. Broth, I could buy certain broths that are organic broths. However, there are organic broths that have some MSG in them because in order for the USDA to give it its organic stamp of approval, it only needs to be 95% organic, not 100%. So you see something with a nice seal on it that says organic certified, but it's not 100% organic. So do your research. Check every single piece of ingredient that you're putting in your body, because it does make a difference. There's a reason why we're getting cancer the way we are. There's a reason why MS is spreading the way it is. There's all these things that are happening to us. Some people want to blame, oh, it's because you eat too much fat, or you drink milk, or you eat a lot of steak, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, you want to have somewhat of a balanced diet, and I'm the last person to ask for a balanced diet because I'm not a healthy eater. I just make sure that I eat things that are natural. Again, stock is the same as bouillon and broth. Flavors and flavoring, this is always a wild card for me because you don't know what's in that. And then natural flavor, which we're going to talk about in a minute. This I hate. This is, when I see this ingredient on something, it's almost like a punch in the face. It's really a roll of the roulette wheel. Where's that ball going to land? Does it have an ingredient in it that I am allergic to? Well, you don't know. So what are you going to do? Are you going to take the gamble and risk getting sick, or just avoid anything with natural flavor in it? And that's what I've had to do. I don't eat any food that says natural flavor in it whatsoever. Maltodextrin, some of these I don't seem to be a problem with me. Ultra pasteurized, I believe that this affects me. My wife buys ultra pasteurized milk, and even though I stay away from milk most of the time because milk has proteins in it that's bad for MS, sometimes I do indulge and I have milk. But when I tried the ultra pasteurized milk, I did start getting sick again, and not the stomach sick. The confusion sets in. MS is the coding. You have wires in your brain. The coding is eroding away, and you have electrical signals jumping from one wire to another. So the only thing I can envision is when I eat this stuff, my whatever causes the electricity to flow through your brain, it really gets disrupted, and that's what causes me to have increased MS symptoms. Brewer's yeast is fine. Malted barley flour does, in large amounts, it does affect me, but small amounts, if I only have 1 or 2 slices of bread that have malted barley flour in it, usually I'm okay. Seasonings, this is another one. It's a throw of the dice. What is it? You don't know. Now on this side, the only thing that I've seen on this side that really sounds an alarm for me is modified food starch. Do your research, Google this, see what modified food starch is. Decide for yourself if you want to put this stuff in your body. It takes a little time to do, but it's worth it, because what you're doing now, what you've done in your life, and what you're going to be doing in the future is really going to dictate how your body survives. Now, we're going to go over to talk about natural flavors. This is disgusting, and I'm going to read this the best that I can. I'm probably going to mispronounce a lot of things. I don't know how to pronounce most of these things, but I'm going to read this paragraph and this paragraph. According to the FDA, the term natural flavor or natural flavoring means the essential oil, origin, essence, or extractive protein, hydrosolate, distillate, or any product of roasting, heating, enzymosis, which contains the flavoring constituents derived from a spice, fruit, or a fruit juice, vegetable or vegetable juice, edible yeast, herb, bark, bud, root, leaf or similar plant material, meat, seafood, poultry, eggs, dairy products, or fermentation products thereof, whose significant function in the food is flavoring rather than nutritional. Essentially, anything added for flavor that is not artificial flavor is a natural flavor. And since the food manufacturers do not need to disclose the ingredients of the natural flavors added, it could be pretty much include anything, even something which you are allergic to. So, natural flavors, with all the restrictions put on the food industry, I can't believe in today's day and age that corporations can get away with putting natural flavors on their ingredients list and not be demanded to tell you everything that's in that can. I don't care what it is, put it on there. You can't, you're hiding behind these two words. These two words literally mean thousands of different ingredients. And how are you supposed to decipher what it is? It's absolutely disgusting. And this is one of the things that's infecting our food supply. So I looked up the ingredients to McDonald's food. And I'm just going to scroll down a little bit. I'm not going to sit here on any specific thing for too long, but I want you to see, because a lot of people don't even bother to look this up, but look at how many ingredients are just in a crispy Chick-fil-A. Look at this. How far are you going to go? And if you start looking at this, look, modified tapioca starch, autolyzed yeast extract, that's an MSG. You have artificial flavors here, natural and artificial flavors. So, oh yeah, and here we go, spices. Gotta love that one. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit here. Let's see. All right, look at the ranch sauce. Just look at how many ingredients, and there's autolyzed yeast extract right there on the bottom. This is what you're getting just in a ranch sauce. So if you got this ranch sauce on top of a burger, add those ingredients plus these ingredients. Like here's the Big Mac sauce. You have all these. This is in your Big Macs, which I love Big Macs. They're absolutely delicious. And it sucks that I can't eat them anymore, but I'm glad that I understand that I can't eat them anymore and why. But these are the things that you're putting in your body when you're eating that delicious Big Mac. And that's just the sauce. Now look at the French fries. In my restaurant, well, you know what our French fries are? We take a potato, we put it in a press, and you pull the handle down and out comes French fries, and then we stick them right in a deep fryer. So they're 100% potatoes. Look at all the stuff that you see in here. Burger King actually, and we're going to get there. Burger King's potatoes were even worse. So you're eating all this garbage whenever you go to McDonald's. Now we're going to take a look. I'm going to increase the size here a little bit. We're going to look at KFC, which again, love KFC. Absolutely delicious. But monosodium glutamate is in just about everything that KFC has. Now look at chicken pot pie. Let me shrink this. I have to actually shrink this down so you can see all the ingredients you eat if you're eating their chicken pot pie. I mean, how can you be putting this in your body? This is just disgusting. And that's just one dish. One dish of chicken pot pie, and you're eating all these ingredients. And again, please do your research. I encourage everybody, research these things. Take a look at some of these ingredients. Research what modified cornstarch is, and modified food starch, and autolyzed yeast extract. Google it. Take a look. By the time you're done reading it, you will not want to put this stuff in your body. Start reading about how colors are made. These food colorings. Red food coloring is made out of crushed beetles. You hear that, you see it on memes and stuff in the internet, and you look at it and you laugh. But it is actually true. If you start reading about that stuff, then you'll see that it's actually true. When you're eating stuff with red dye in it, you're eating crushed beetles. They're cornbread. There we go. Artificial colors. Look up artificial color. Look up yellow 5 and yellow 6. Look at what you're eating. Then we go down to the grilled chicken. You think you're eating something. Okay, I'm going to go to KFC. I'm actually going to eat a little healthy, and I'm going to get a grilled chicken. Well, not really, because it's, first of all, the chicken's marinated in modified cornstarch. And, look, here's monosodium glutamate. So first it's marinated in that, and then it's seasoned with this. Partially hydrogenated soybean and cottonseed oil. Here it is again. It's seasoned with monosodium glutamate. Oh, and here's our big favorite. Not only does it have all this garbage in it, but it still has to have natural flavor. I mean, why? Because if they actually gave you everything that was in here and natural flavors, it would probably be 2 paragraphs of ingredients. So you think you're eating healthy, but you're eating garbage. You're just eating garbage. Look at the macaroni and cheese. When we make macaroni and cheese at the restaurant, we only do it for certain dinners. It's just we boil our macaroni, and we take cheese and melt the cheese on top of it, and that's it. But when you get macaroni and cheese at KFC, you're getting all these great ingredients here. Oh, I love this one, cheese flavor. Yeah, that's fantastic. Mashed potatoes. Look at all the stuff that they have in their mashed potatoes. Unbelievable. Let's move on to Burger King. Burger King, the first thing that caught my eye was their eggs. It was the French fries, not the eggs. Look at all the ingredients you're getting when you buy French fries at Burger King. Unbelievable. What just happened to potatoes and deep fried potatoes? No, you can't have that. This has got modified potato starch. I never even heard of that one. That's something I'm going to have to research. That's great. Modified potato starch. So that means they take potato starch and they give it to a scientist, and he does something with it, and there you go. Now you're not eating something out of a garden or out of a farmer's field. You're eating something out of a lab. I don't want to eat anything out of a laboratory. I want my food to come from cows that were raised in the grass field, that weren't injected with all kinds of hormones and antibiotics. Let's look at their cheese. Artificial color. Well, the cheese doesn't look all that bad, but still, you have artificial stuff and a lot more ingredients than you need for cheese. Cheese should only be about 3 or 4 ingredients. Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, you got on the Chick-fil-A sandwich, you got monosodium glutamate, spices. That's great. Don't know what that is. Malted barley flour. It's an awful lot of ingredients just for natural flavors. Yellow 5. Just in a chicken sandwich, you're eating all these ingredients. Wendy's. Here we go. This is the one. Just the bun. This is fantastic. So if you took all these, I see modified food starches there, all kinds of dough conditioners on a piece of bread. Our bread doesn't need to have all this garbage in it. Now that's just the bun. Unfortunately, they claim it's 100% beef if you click on beef. Their cheese, again, there is no need for a piece of cheese to have all these ingredients, except that they want it to be cheap. They want it to last forever before it gets moldy, and they don't care about their customers. Look, their pickles have natural flavors in it, so that's a roll of the dice. Ketchup, high fructose corn syrup. I love Heinz ketchup, but I can't eat it anymore because it gets me sick. But one of the things that even Heinz has is high fructose corn syrup. And what is that made out of? That's made out of GMO corn. Do your research on high fructose corn syrup. Do your research on GMO corn and GMO crops in general. Okay, the mayonnaise doesn't look to be all that bad. The mayonnaise isn't that bad. And we're just looking at the Dave single here. But if I sat there with a notepad and I copied and pasted everything here just on this one hamburger, you would have several paragraphs, and the bun being the worst, which is amazing. That the bun is got the most ingredients and garbage in it versus the rest of the hamburger. If I copied and paste all this into a Word document or a notepad, I'd have a couple paragraphs of ingredients. Is that what and you're just eating one hamburger. That's all you're eating is one hamburger. Then add the French fries, and you've seen all the stuff that's in French fries. All right, Taco Bell. This is the one with the eggs. Okay, so this is where the red flag for the eggs showed up, was in Taco Bell. You know what eggs? The ingredients to eggs should be 100 scrambled eggs. That's it. Eggs. That's your ingredient for eggs, but not when you're going to Taco Bell. It's got soybean oil, salt, citric acid, pepper, flavor, sunflower oil flavors. It's got this gum garbage in it. And it's certified vegetarian. Well, yeah, that's all great. It's certified vegetarian, but it's also certified garbage that you're eating. So I didn't spend too much time looking at the stuff at Taco Bell, but the eggs, really, I couldn't believe that when I came across that. But all this stuff is on the internet. It's all out there for you to see. And I highly encourage you to please do your research. See what you're putting in your body, because it makes a difference.